Fascinating thing. I've been reading a lot about rugby history, right? And it used to be the most controversial position in the game, the number 8.
Even more so than the wing forward.
So it was the wing forward, was you would have 2 flankers and you'd have the wing forward, who was essentially a forward that would play like a back and would carry the ball and would do all sorts of outrageous backline things rather than just getting their head down, getting into rucks, spending at times up to 15 minutes in one ruck or scrum. Old rugby sounds horrible to play and to watch. But the wing forward was like this dynamic new position.
Imagine showing them the Canada women's team now.
I know, yeah, it'd be incredible. The average ruck speed of like a second, when their average ruck speed was, no exaggeration, like 4 or 5 minutes. So the number 8 position was like always a controversial one. It was one that kind of popped up. It was created by the All Blacks. Like it was a position that was invented by a team that we now know, by the All Blacks in the early 1900s, rather than either Cardiff or schoolboys in the town of Rugby, as every other position seems to have been. And it then grew into a position that we now look at as one of, weirdly, the most glamorous positions on the field.
You think of great All Blacks like Zinzan Brooke and Kieran Reid, who have worn that 8 jersey, Ardy Savia nowadays. Obviously, we had him in our flanker 15.
Yeah.
However, it is one of the broadest spectrums of skill sets that you need as a rugby player, which is what fascinates me, because we're going to do a 15 of entirely number 8, a world 15 of current players who are just designated number 8s. We have locked this down using All Rugby, a really useful resource and website, which tells you where somebody has played the majority of their rugby. Typically, what we've done in this series so far, we've done one on props, hookers, locks, and flankers so far. We've said if they play another position as well as that, they're kind of ineligible for that. And that's generally the rule that we've gone with. With flankers and number 8s, usually there's a lot of crossover. You can't really play number 8 without being able to at least play a little bit of flanker.
I think if a number 8 has played flanker, that doesn't include them being included in those flanker positions.
Sure.
I have tried to stick to that elsewhere in the team, which becomes difficult in a few positions.
Okay.
I will throw out a couple of things as well, where we've broadly tried to go for players that played the majority of their professional rugby at number 8, right? There are a few exceptions. So Ben Earl has played the majority of his international rugby at number 8, but has played more rugby at Saracens, which kind of overrides because he's played more games for his club than his country. At flanker, he's been included as number 8. Neither of us talk about, I think both of us assumed he would be a number 8 when we're doing our flanker 15.
Sure.
So he is going in as a number 8.
Because he's played a lot more number 8 in the last sort of 3-4 years. Whereas when he was younger, he was playing flanker.
I think there's a few of that where a player perhaps has adapted into a number 8 now, but played a lot of another position when they were younger, and will take them as their current position of number 8, but exclude them from those other positions that they played.
Okay. This is very hard to follow, I appreciate that, but stick with us.
But
this
the
is just
point is,
fun.
there may be exceptions that apply. We are trying to put together this whole 15, and then these teams will play in an international competition for which we will kidnap all of the players involved.
Yes, that's the plan. This is like, what's Mike Tyndall's thing called again?
R360.
R360,
which starts in like 3 weeks.
Yeah. This is like Squidge 360 is what we're doing here. Okay.
It's like Battle World.
Do we want to get into it?
Let's do it. Okay.
Front row. This is an interesting one because there's a lot of front row shaped number 8s who are really hard to get on the deck. So who have you gone for at loose head?
At loose head, I have gone for, and this might be cheesing it a bit because he's ineligible for another front row position, but Alfie Barbary.
Oh, great pick.
So he can play hooker, has played hooker for Bath, and for Wasps indeed back in the day.
He almost was a hooker full time. It's not for Eddie Jones telling him to focus on 8. Yeah.
So a very accomplished hooker, but is built like a front row forward. But is just such a phenomenal ball carrier, he got moved out of the front row at a time in which a lot of other players would have been moved the other way around.
I think that's a beautiful pick because his leg drive and centre of gravity lends itself very nicely to the skill set of a loose head. So I love that. I've gone slightly different. I've gone for Lotto Anisi at loose head.
Okay,
Just for bulk. You know?
Sheer size.
Yeah. And Salad's not winning scrums. But also, again, like you look at the sheer power of the guy as a ball carrier. Like, I think he would be a good pick at prop, you know?
Okay.
Before we go hooker, who's your tight head?
My tight head is Peter Larkai.
Okay, interesting.
So, enormous guy. He has kind of got a bit of tight head build about him. He's a number 8 build, really.
Of course.
But the fact that he's got a longer back, as tight as typically have versus loose heads, but he's just fridge-like. He's just like a wardrobe. He's completely straight down, like rectangle. Says to me, tight head shape. Says to me, he would absolutely float if you drop them a tight head.
I think you're selling me on that.
I've got a lot of hair going on in the front row.
You do.
Like, big hair between Barbary and Larkai, but an extra ball carrying option,
More
an extra
surface
ball
area.
playing option, but also I would back him in a scrum. I tried to think what number 8s would I least want to see if I was an opposing front row, and the answer is all of them because they're all bigger than me. But I think Larkai and Barbary I really liked as a prop combo.
I've gone quite similar for my tight head to what I did with my loose head. In terms of, again, just sheer bulk, I've gone for Yokopu Mapu of Samoa.
Yes.
And the
Big lad.
Number 8. Bloody huge,
Big
enormous
lad. Big lad. Okay, yeah.
And is one of the most just like up the guts, run it straight type players I've ever seen in modern day rugby.
Yeah.
I could see him being a tight head. In another life, he probably is one. I think Larkai technically is a better shout.
I think there is a world in which he came for another nation, in which he gets moved to the front row.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we've gone very different there on props.
We have.
I'm interested by who your hooker might be.
Broke is putting Ben Earl in the centre. Woke is putting Ben Earl at hooker.
Okay, talk to me.
Ben Earl, slightly shorter than the average number 8 and slightly smaller, but quick, dynamic, kind of fits the mould of the sort of hooker that coming through a few years ago. I think we've now reverted back to more physical hookers. But we had a period where every hooker that was coming through was either a Dan Sheehan type or was kind of a Dewi Lake Malcolm Marks type, like massive broad dude. And I think he fits the mould of short, skillful hooker who can throw in, but also pops on the wing, works as a really good edge forward.
Yeah.
I like the idea of him.
Modern hooker.
Yeah. Modern hooker profile, Ben Earl.
Also, he can chuck a ball miles. You ever see it when he just passes the ball and it's like, he sends it miles.
Yeah.
So I reckon he'd be great at throwing into lineouts. I know that Saracens made Owen Farrell do it over him the other week, but I bet if you gave him some time to practice it, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
So I like that. We could not have gone more different with our front rowers.
Okay.
So hooker, I've gone for Billy Vunipola.
I like that. I thought about Billy.
Yeah.
But,
I think he would translate well to the front row. He played hooker when he was growing up in Newport. I think that was his position then. Then he played prop, and then he moved to number 8 because his skill set was kind of.
I would have thought of him more as a
vast.
tight head. I thought about him maybe there as a tight head, but
Yeah, I think just because I've picked like the 2 number 8s in the wood who are bigger than him.
sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think I've then just gone like, just play him like a third prop, innit?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've gone entirely different across that front row. So what? Look, I've got Peter Larkai. In elsewhere in my team.
Okay.
In fact, I'll skip ahead and say he's in my second row.
He's in your second. Okay.
But not like
So
nailed in.
why have you put him in your second row?
Because I think he nails the profile of what you need out of a good second row in that he's hardworking, he's a good line-out forward, and he's really good at the unselfish jobs of just like hitting rucks, but also, he will pick up those disposable carries when he needs to be. But I think I prefer your shout of putting him at tight head.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I think about it.
I like my 2 props. Ben Earl or Billy Vunipola, who Vunipola didn't ultimately make my team.
Yeah.
But I'd be happy there's a coin flip between the two of them, frankly.
I think Billy could go prop over Barbary, but I don't know. I really like that Barbary shout.
Yeah.
I think we put Larkai in as 3. I think that's a really good call.
Okay.
And I think, again, like, if you gave this team a bit of coaching, he would genuinely be really good
Barbary
there.
is the smaller centre of gravity kind of prop that I like, kind of quite explosive but wide.
All right, we'll put Billy on the bench then, in that case.
Okay.
I reckon...
Covering every position.
Yes. I think we go with your whole front row, frankly.
You think? Okay.
I think you've actually sold me. I've just gone for bulk, whereas you've thought about this. Okay, so in the absence of Peter Larkai, I did actually have somebody else written down as a second row. So the first second row I'll go with is Becca Gogadze.
Oh, that's a great shout.
Very similar to what I was just saying about Larkai.
So second row is the position I've struggled with the most because there are a handful of long, wily number 8s, but all of them also play second row pretty regularly. Like an Alex Dombrandt, right?
Yes.
Plays second row pretty regularly. There's a few French players out there as well who are like second row / number 8s.
Yeah, Cameron Waukee.
But
of course,
Alpharetti, no, not Alpharetti. Alpharetti.
He plays every other position.
Yes. Yeah. Like, there's quite a few of them. Argentina produced quite a few down the years as well. And I struggled a bit trying to find someone that could go in the second row. I think Gogadze is a really good shout.
Yeah.
Great line out forward, really hard working, will carry ball, but is also the sort of number 8 that is happy to not touch the ball for the entire game.
Yeah, he's got that footwork as well, which
Yeah.
I think you kind of need in the second row, that kind of athleticism and the
Yeah.
offload game. I think that really suits Skorgadze. I could see him doing a job. He's 6'2", I still want to say, so he's not the tallest,
Okay.
which doesn't go in his favour, but I think we can balance that out in the back row.
Yes. So I really like that as a shout. I've gone in the second row as my non-jumping number 4, Bill Matter.
Okay.
He can jump, right?
Yeah.
But he jumps about as often as a Backy's Borter type enforcer second row. I want him doing that, but instead of headbutting people, he's throwing offloads.
Yeah, I like it.
I thought, what if an enforcer second row was actually just like a baller? And I thought that is Bill Matter. So I put Bill Matter in my second row.
I was considering Matter in a very different position, but yes, this is interesting.
Yeah.
My other second row I've gone with is Joaquin Oviedo.
Okay,
Again,
yeah.
you can tell what I like in a second row, can't you? From the players that I've described.
I have
there.
Joaquin Oviedo at 6.
Okay, right. Okay, this is an interesting conversation because the other guy that I was considering the second row, who I ended up putting at 6 in the end, was Manuel Diana.
Yes.
Because he
I was
plays
thinking
a
about
lot
Diana
like a
as well.
second row.
Yeah.
You know, and I think you could kind of swap him and Oviedo. But it's just because I don't want to put somebody in a position that they've played
Again,
before.
I think there's a world, right? Because he did trials at Bristol and didn't sign for them in the end. But I think there's a world, if he probably would have ended up playing second row for them.
Yeah.
He would have fit their system really well as a second row.
He's that kind of build.
The Uruguay, I was going to say captain, he's not captain, but the Uruguay number 8,
Yeah.
this is.
Who's one of their best players.
Yeah, so he's probably their best player.
One of the best players in Tier 2.
With Arata missing at the minute. Like, it's been their best player, I think, this year.
So, did you have another second row?
So my other second row is Gavin Coombs.
Gavin Coombs.
Gavin Coombs. Munster fans going
Okay.
wild. Finally someone
He
picking him
has
for
played
international
second
team.
row.
Oh, yeah. But only passingly.
Yeah.
I actually didn't check that.
Yeah.
He has played second row. You're right. I was just trying to think of really tall number 8s.
Yeah.
I don't think I was playing second row.
I think he's a good shout, though.
Yeah.
Because he's one of the best line-up forwards in the ORC.
Yeah.
And is so insanely hard-working.
And he's very tall.
Very tall.
And as you say, look, I don't think you can stop him picking the ball at 1 yard out and scoring from there. But otherwise, feels like the sort of player who, if you put him into a game where we just want you hitting rucks and making tackles all day, he'd go, all right, no worries.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be worried about the fact he's not getting the ball an awful lot, as some number 8s would be like, oh, I can't do my thing.
Yeah. Do we just slide Diana into the second row?
I'm happy with Diana in the second
Yeah.
row. I'm happy with your second row, frankly.
Really, yeah. Well,
I feel like Bill Matter
Gulgadze and Oviedo.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah.
We can tinker
Coombs
with that
as a
later
line out
on.
forward is interesting, but
Yeah,
this is the
yeah.
thing. It's like every number I was thinking of. The Don Brandt's one that would have gone straight in, but he obviously came for us as second row for Wales under 20s.
Yes, indeed. In Cardiff
yeah.
Met.
Yeah.
So, the back row. This is where it gets interesting.
So I had Joaquin Oviedo at 6.
Okay, yeah.
You had
Manuel Diana.
Manuel Diana at 6.
So, yeah.
At 7, I have gone for Cameron Hannacum.
I've gone for Jasper Wiese.
Okay, well I've gone Jasper Wiese at 8.
Right, okay. I think that's a fair shout, going for
He's-
the most number eight in the world to number 8.
Yes, I was trying to think of who is the most number 8 in the world, and the first player that came to mind was Ben Morgan, but he's been retired for about 10 years, so instead Jasper Wiese slotted in for me as probably the most number 8 in the world right now.
Yeah, I think Hannacom and Wiese together both make really
Yeah.
good, perfect sense. Don't you think it's mad that Wiese's never played 7 in his career?
No, because who would you pick at number 8 over him? Who would you move?
Fair
Who
point.
would you move him to 7 for?
Yeah, that's a fair point. But it's mad
He
that
is,
he kind
he
of
is a
can't
good
play
enough
7.
jackler,
Yeah.
and this was the thing that made it tough. 7 was a position I actually really struggled to pick, because I was trying to think, who is a better jackler than Jasper Wiese that can sit in the back row alongside him instead of me moving him over if he's still in number 8. And Hannacum is a brilliant jackler, and probably is about as good as Wiese, so
Yeah.
I slipped him in there, but it's quite tough.
Admittedly, I have moved him to 7 for somebody, but the thing is, right, if this was a real game, I'd be having Wiese picking and going off the back of scrums
Yeah.
here, instead of a guy that I've literally put him at number 8 because I want to get him in the team,
Okay.
Caelan Doris.
Okay, Caelan Doris is as well on my team.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I mean, the thing is, I just want Caelan Doris on my
Yeah.
team. I'm
agree.
very aware, I may be preempting this, so please don't react, but Caelan Doris played about 20 minutes of the game against Fiji for Ireland in the centres before, so that is also an option. His hands are exceptional, so that's a part of this we've got to consider. I've just got another couple of players who I would like to see in the centres and the rest of the back line.
Okay.
So we'll come back to Caelan Doris.
We'll come back to this back row, I think.
Yes, we
Okay.
will.
So, number 9,
I think there's an obvious shout here.
do you?
Yeah. For me, the obvious shout is Gregory Aldreet.
Interesting.
He is
not who I've gone
exceptional.
for.
It's not.
No.
Interesting. He's exceptional on the pick and go. He has got one of the best passing games of any forward in the world, even off the deck. And when France have gone into their noir formation, where they go for pick and goes and they get forward like running angles off each other in a short space, so much of that is down to two things. One of them is Antoine Dupont being an exceptional carrier. That he's one of the best carriers in the world as a scrum half, and that's mental. And the other thing is that they had Gregory Aldrit, who is an exceptional distributor from the back of a ruck. He's a really good auxiliary scrum half to have in your pack somewhere, and he is like the scrum half of that forward pack. So for me, it was a really easy pick going for Aldrit.
I think everything you just said, other than the stuff about Antoine Dupont, applies to who I've picked, which is Talupe Faletau.
Interesting. Okay.
Brilliant pass with the ball. Really also one of the first number 8s to come through who was able to throw those long balls and really skip passes and so on, and had that kind of distributing skill. Obviously there's Zinzan Brooks beforehand who were kind of exceptions, but he was part of the first generation where it's expected of them, and he was one of the best and remains so. Yeah. And is the sort of guy who I know if last minute in a game for Cardiff next season, Alid Davis has the flu. Johan Mulder has got stuck in a toilet cubicle, and at the absolute last minute before they run out, they go, Talupe, we're going to need you to play 9. He would go, yeah, no worries, and he'll be flawless.
Yeah.
He'll be absolutely perfect.
So I think I know who you're going to have at fly half, because we discussed in a previous video where we did one on players we want to see in different positions, and there was a number 8 who you wanted to see play fly half.
Yes, but I've actually gone for him in a different position.
Have you?
Out of just trying to balance the team.
Interesting. Shall I do my fly half in that case? So at fly half, the thing is, like, when we were doing like front rows, I was thinking like who could get away with playing fly half. What I went with here was, who do I think could completely run the show? Who has got like a brilliant rounded skill set? Who could I see like calling all of the right plays in the right times, throwing the right offloads, and not getting carried away at the same time? So at fly half, I've gone with Talupe Faletau.
Okay, I like that. Yeah.
I could see him being a brilliant fly half, because everything that you've just said about his skill set, and also just like he's sensible, he is a leader. He's somebody that everybody follows around the park.
Has a very decent kicking game on him.
He has a very decent kicking game on him.
Doesn't come out that often, but he does.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went with at 10, and it's a much more reductionist idea, but Harry Wilson.
Okay, I see how your team want to play.
Yes. Loves kicking the ball.
He loves kicking the ball.
He's a very good kicker of the ball. I've seen him kick 250-22s at least.
His ego is inflated if he's heard this.
Yes.
Yes.
I am putting Harry Wilson at 10 for the simple reason that he is the best kicker of my team.
Okay.
Alfie Barbary, very decent kicker. Talupe Faletau, very decent kicker. There's a few of them in there, but I was just like, well, I bet he could kick goals. I bet he'd be all right. And also, like, we know him as a captain, as a guy who likes to step up and lead by example and run the team, but also do it in a way that is collaborative and just speak to the other leaders in his team. And I thought that would work really well to fly half.
Yeah.
And I backed him to run the game.
I definitely think he's been more outspoken than Faletau as a fly half.
Yes, but who isn't?
Yes, yeah. But I think Faletau, in terms of sheer game understanding and intellect, like...
I think your suggestion is better.
Okay.
Is Harry Wilson on your team?
Yes.
Okay.
I have him at fullback.
You have him at fullback, okay.
Yeah. So,
I like that. Okay.
I would love Harry Wilson as a fullback.
Yeah.
He loves defending in the backfield. He loves kicking the ball. He loves walloping people. Like, what's not to love? Also, he's quick.
So, okay.
He's very fast.
Since we're doing this, I will jump ahead.
Okay.
My fullback is Quagga Smith.
Okay, right.
Who I think will cover the ground much better.
We're picking the same plays in different positions in this back line.
So Smith is the player, as mentioned, that I would love to see play fly half.
Yeah.
And I thought he can come and do most of the game management and actually work as the primary fly half.
Okay.
Then Harry Wilson can pop in the wide channels and throw little passes and do the kicks.
Yeah.
Where Quagga is running most of the game.
Dual playmakers.
But also I would trust him at the back and under the high ball more and to cover the ground more than Harry Wilson.
I put Quagga at 12 for pretty much exactly the same things you just said. Plus, as well, it allows him to carry a bit more ball.
Sure, yeah.
He's obviously...
And we were so short on ball carries in this team.
We really are, yeah. We don't have enough of them. Yeah.
So you've got Quagga at 12. I've got Gregory Aldrit at 12.
Oh, we've just got the same players in the different positions.
We do.
Okay, this is incredible. So why Gregory Aldrit at 12 for you?
Broadly what you said about him as a 9. Great hands, really smart player. I would trust him with that role. And I feel like if he had come along maybe a few years earlier, he probably would have moved in to be a kind of like big Mon Jamie Roberts style crash ball 12.
Yeah.
Because he had good enough hands to do that. And yet, by the time he came through, actually the game developed to a point where everyone could play to that level, and you wanted a number 8 who could do that as well.
And he's not the most heavyweight number 8. And he sometimes like slips through gaps, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He kind of gets those one-handed offloads. He's really, really good.
And that's it. You allow someone else to run off him as well, and you allow your wingers and so on to run off him. Just so very reliable.
The guy that I've partnered with Quacker Smith, surprisingly, isn't Ben Earl. I've not actually got Ben Earl.
I also think the one thing I count against Aldrit as a scrum half, right, and why I'd want him in another position.
Yeah.
And I do really like your shout from there. Is when I think about Gregory Aldrit, if you were to ask me what is his best attribute of his game, I would say it's his groundwork.
Yes, I
agree. He is the best presenter of the ball after being tackled I have ever seen.
It's true.
And he is the best at knowing when to pop it off the floor, when to present it back, how to like jackknife the ball in position, or just to reach out, or just to like literally does this thing a lot where we got a ball.
Yeah.
Where he will like literally like present the ball up as he's lying, like for Dupont. I've never seen anyone nearly as good as him at that. And you don't want your scrum half for that to be the standard attribute.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It takes away, somebody who's carrying less ball than the rest of the team.
Yeah.
It takes away one of, maybe his greatest attribute. That is a good argument. I'll give you that. So I went with Quacker Smith at 12.
Yep.
And the guy I wanted running off him is somebody who I think is so underrated and exceptionally balanced, has a really good distribution kind of skill set, and above all, is one of the most adaptable rugby players I've ever seen, Tyler Ardron.
That's a really good shout. I think Ardron's lost some of the pace he had.
He definitely has.
I know what he could play. I thought about because he could play second row, and does play second row, but also number 8. I like that. He doesn't. I think I'd maybe play those two the other way around.
Yeah, that's
I'd maybe swap them round rather than.
I think I just want Quacker more involved.
Because I think Ardron's lost his pace now, but still an exceptional rugby player.
Maybe they defend the other way round.
Oh, I really like that. I hadn't thought about Tyler Ardron in the back line.
It's just adaptable. Okay. And the thing is, you think about the eras of Tyler Ardron. You've got when he was at the Ospreys and he played, largely at number 8 for them, and he was brilliant. He was just a really good, head down ball carrier who could shift the ball if need be. Then he went to the Chiefs and he played second row exclusive for them and played the Broder Italic role of being the primary guy to tip the ball on or get it out the back or whatever. And he was exceptional for them. Then he went back into the Canada team, and when he's played at Castra as well, they've kind of used him as like a hard bastard at Castra, who can reach through mauls and all sorts. And then with Canada, he's played more as a kind of
both
a distributor and also like a fuck it, I'll do it myself kind of thing.
He's had to be everything. Yeah, that team has struggled so much when he hasn't been there. He's then been brought in. And he last year came in and scored 4 tries to help qualify for the World Cup for the first time in
and he was brilliant this summer as well. Still, and he's
made such a difference
now. I want to say,
and still remains maybe their standout player.
He's brilliant,
and I'm so excited he's going to go to a World Cup next year.
Yeah.
I went with I think reasonably similar Caelan Doris at 13.
Yeah, that's a great shout.
So I thought about this from the defensive point of view because it's the most demanding part of the 13's role. Is you need to be able to read, bounce off tackles. Do that triple jobbing thing where you're fading off one attacker onto the next, and not falling for easy ploys. And we see Caelan Doris do this all the time. He defends like a centre from the number 8 channel. He can essentially work as an extra centre.
Oh, I like that.
I thought defensively, he is the only guy in this team I would be not worried about at all defending in their position.
And the thing is, Caelan Doris has some of the best hands of any rugby player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit wasted for me to put him in number 8 there.
Yeah.
As wasted as Caelan Doris can be in any position.
Sure, yeah.
But
I do
really
think there's something
that.
if you lose some of his work rate if he's having to hang out.
Sure.
But I also think you give him literally 2 games in the 13 position and he would be an international standard
I love that.
centre.
Playing in the Leinster system as well, everyone is trained like a centre.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like that. I think you've won me over with Caelan Doris. Wingers wise.
Yes.
So there's a couple that I've got in the 11 channel. So 2 players. One of them I consider Bill Matter there.
Okay,
just for G and blood in it. It's a cheat code there. The other guy I considered to play 11 is Evan Ruiz.
So, that's a good shout.
Yeah, he's really quick, and he's a proper Hollywood number 8. He's a luxury player, right? And he's an incredible offloader and finisher. And if you get him out there, you don't have to ask him to work really hard, because there's everybody else to do that stuff for him. And I reckon he'd be really good coming off his wing and finding little gaps to punch holes in. I think weirdly he'd make a really good left winger.
Okay, so you've gone with...
I've gone Ruiz.
I like that. I think we've gone for a very similar profile of player. Those kind of like luxury Hollywood number 8s. I went with Zach Mercer.
Yeah,
who
good
is
call.
the ultimate Hollywood number 8.
Basically, as a winger.
He loves carrying the ball. He's very fast. He occasionally wins big jackals. He does literally nothing else.
Yes.
He would be better at being a winger than he would a number 8.
Yeah.
And I think, frankly, we would be better off. Like, if I were to sign him as a coach, I would move him to the wing.
How class would Zach Mercer be at 7s?
Yeah.
Think about
Yeah, yeah.
that. Like, we are missing out on an alternate universe where he's the star for GB7s.
Yeah.
So him on the wing is a brilliant.
I think he would be a better winger than he is number 8. He is the one here where I'm like, actually, I think they should just move there full time.
Yeah, something in this.
I think there's a handful of other really fast numbers, like Morgan Morse, is also like absolutely lightning fast. But I went in the end with Zach Mercer.
I really like that. I think that's a really good shout.
I've managed to get in 2 of the 3. So Gavin Coombs and Zach Mercer are both in the team. But there's no Sam Simmons, who also could have got in on pace, but I think he's lost some of that.
Yeah.
And no Morgan Morris. So I didn't quite get bingo for underrated number 8s who don't get international call-ups. But we're close.
So on the right wing, I've gone for somebody who is really, really fast.
I think we're probably gone for the same person.
You reckon, yeah. Really, really fast. Has a pretty solid kick on him as well.
Yeah.
Loves to just fling the ball miles every now and then as well, but is an exceptional carrier. I've gone for Aaron Wainwright.
Oh, we haven't.
Okay.
Ross Vincent.
Yes.
He was literally the first time I wrote in was Ross Vincent on the
You're
wing.
absolutely bang on.
Yeah.
Because he's the fastest player in the Exeter squad, other
Yeah.
than Faye Waboso, isn't
Yeah.
he? So, yeah, he's winger level fast.
He is, I think, probably the fastest forward in rugby right now.
I think he is. Yeah.
Other than weirdly Ted Hill, which I still don't believe.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe he's fast. I don't believe he's that fast.
But Vincent has the acceleration.
Ross Vincent is the fastest winger,
that's a
the
shout.
fastest forward in the game.
Yeah.
And so he goes on the wing. I did not overthink this. I
Yes.
did not think about this further than that.
No,
I just put the fastest guy on the wing.
Absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Aaron Wainwright would make a great winger, though.
Aaron Wainwright, I
I'd
would
say.
like as a centre as well.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
swayed by that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Aaron Wainwright play on the wing.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a lot of fun out
Yeah.
there. And, like,
You know what to do, Jeff Parling.
yeah. But I feel like Aaron Wainwright's the kind of guy you want to give him 1v1s out wide because he'll just run over people and get offloads and score tries. And I just think he'd be box office out there. So we've got some really good options there in the back line.
do, okay.
Arguably too many.
I think we should just run through this team and try and nail it down.
Yeah, okay.
So front row,
Yep.
are we thinking Barbary, Ben Earl, and Peter Larkey?
Yes.
Okay.
All three.
Second row, we were going with
Oviedo.
Joaquin Oviedo for 1. And were you thinking Becca Gorgadze? We also got Bill Matter, Gavin Coombs in consideration.
The thing is, the best option is obviously Gavin Coombs, but he has played lock for Munster.
So we'll rule him out. Okay.
So we'll rule him out. Who was the other?
Bill Matter or Becca Gorgadze.
Matter's a good shout.
Becca
Gorgadze's
Gorgadze is a
bit
better
younger.
line-up forward.
Yes.
So you want him.
Yeah, let's go Gorgadze.
I think we've got enough line-up forward throughout our team that we can even bring some of the backs in and use them as line-out jumpers.
That's a good point.
So we don't need to be tied to just having one primary line-out jumper in the second
Yeah.
row.
Okay, cool.
So Becca Gorgadze goes into the second row
Yeah.
of Georgia.
Yeah. So back row, you're right about Visa at 8.
Yeah.
Let's put him
Okay, so
there.
Jasper Wiese is going to play number 8.
Do we want Manuel Diana at 6? You had Oviedo at 6 initially, didn't you?
Yeah.
So do we,
Oviedo's moved in the second row now.
yeah. So do we go Diana at 6?
Can do.
Then at 7.
But the thing is, we had Hanekom there. We've also
Yeah.
got other players we can move in. We don't have to stick to the players we initially said.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Do we go? Yeah, I think we can go with Hanekom.
okay.
I'm happy with Hanekom going.
Okay, so Hanekom
there.
and Manuel Diana at 6.
Yep.
Okay. Then number 9 is interesting because we're going to go Falatau at 10.
Yeah. If you're happy with
Yeah,
that.
I'm more than happy Falatau's at 10.
Okay.
But that opens up. I'm less sold on Aldrit as a number 9
Oh, I love the thought of Aldrit as number 9. I really want to see
because I
it.
want to use him as a ball carrier.
Yes, which is fair. But we do have a lot of them.
But you are right.
He can
Okay,
sling
let's
a
go.
ball.
Let's go Aldrit. Let's go.
Aldrit at
Okay,
9.
Aldrit and Falatau.
Okay.
Then centres. I think we've got Caelan Doris at 13.
Yes, that's nailed in. That's such a good call.
And so who are we thinking is a 12?
So I had Quacker Smith there,
Yeah.
with Harry Wilson playing fullback. We could, of course, swap them.
We could move Harry Wilson into 12.
That's not a bad
We
shout.
could move Aaron Wainwright into 12.
We could.
I
That'd
quite
be
like the
pretty
thought of Aaron
nasty.
Wainwright and Caelan Doris as a midfield.
With Harry Wilson on the left wing for that massive left peg of his. Of course, the other thing about Harry Wilson as a fullback, I should say, is He is the second player I've ever seen who is known and called the niche rugby law of if the ball bounces off the upright from a penalty attempt, you can call the mark. And he not only did this, but he really excitedly fucking twatted the thing down the field immediately before anybody could stop and admire him for calling the mark.
The other player is Greg Laidlaw in the 2015 World Cup against Samoa.
Indeed.
There you go.
And he did it at Murrayfield.
Yeah, you did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want Harry Wilson in this team. I want Aaron Wainwright in this team.
We need Quacker in this team.
Ross Vincent is going on one wing.
He is. He 100% is. Yeah. He can go at 14.
Our left wing, we have Zach Mercer in the conversation.
Yeah.
We can move Harry Wilson out in the James Lowe style, slower kicking winger.
Brexit winger. Yeah.
We could put Wayno there.
What are your thoughts on Quacker 12 versus 15? Where are you leaning on that?
I would like him at fullback.
Okay.
Because I feel like I would trust him to cover the ground more than anyone else we've brought up here.
That's a fair point. Do we just fucking send it and go Quacker at 15, Wilson to 11, but he's picking the goals? Right? Let's make this clear.
I would, but there's a bit when you glance at the team graphic and you go, they put Harry Wilson on the wing.
It's true.
You kind of go like, bloody hell, I'm going to watch Egg Chasers. Like, you're not...
Should we put Wilson to fullback then? Wilson at fullback, and he can kick the goals.
Hold on, who have we got in midfield? Who have we got in the centres? So, Caelan Doris
Quacker
and
Caelan
Doris. Who's our other contenders there? So
Harry
Alfred's gone.
Because
Harry Wilson. Do we go Harry Wilson at 12?
Yeah.
We go Wainwright on the wing.
Yeah.
And we go Quacker at fullback.
Let's do it.
Okay.
And what we'll say is, much like in the props team, we said that Ben Tamiafuna would swap between 8 and 12 at half time.
Okay, yeah.
Quacker and Harry Wilson, they can
We'll
swap.
give them the goes.
They can swap at half
It'll
time.
be like when he rushes up, to join the main line to shut the gate. Harry Wilson will sometimes drop back into the line.
Yeah. At half time, they'll swap.
Like Harry Wilson is the guy penduluming instead of Faletau into the backfield. Though Faletau plays well in the backfield. But
So who's going to throw into the lineouts in this team?
Ben can learn to do that. Who
That's
cares?
fine. Yeah. Captain?
Ooh.
Is it big?
Caelan Doris?
Oh, Caelan Doris. Yeah. Fine. It's Caelan
big
Doris.
H or Caelan Doris.
Yeah, we'll go Caelan Doris.
Okay.
And
I actually like Harry Wilson. I think Harry Wilson.
Goal kicker's got to be Harry Wilson, hasn't it? Or Talupe.
I think it's Talupe's the goal kicker.
You reckon?
Apparently he's an outstanding goal kicker. Yeah. I've heard this repeatedly.
I can't imagine him being bad at something.
Yeah. But apparently he's legitimately a very good goal kicker.
I bet he is.
And
he's a baller, man.
And there's like one or two clips of him out there that I won't expect us to find because they're a long time ago. And Harry Wilson captain, Faletau goal kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got, is it Wainwright on the left wing?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So, sorry Evan Ruiz, sorry Zach
Mercer. Evan Ruiz was the other guy
been dropped.
But, yeah.
But Wainwright and Vincent on the wings, come on, man. Are you not entertained?
That's pretty good. Okay, I'm broadly happy with our team, but weirdly that was more difficult than a lot of them.
We've done well there to say we had such broadly different teams to one another, even though we had largely the same players. I think
we've had to collaborate more than usual, which is rare.
Okay, well, you can join us next time in probably a week or two, where we're going to do the one I'm most excited for.
The Scrum R15.
Scrum R15, the
can't
empowering,
wait to see the second rows.
The empowering 15.
Where do you think Ben Young's going to get in the team?
Hooker.